We should meet. I do not exclude. The Democratic and Republican candidate got into a heated argument. Don't we need to bake right away? Can you add yearly? He wrote a letter to his friend. This week is the second week of the sprint. You wouldn't normally draw. My stepson was an athlete. Was our uncle a cop? Does my grandma draw? Our brother is a translator. Don't we usually make jewelry? They will donate money to charity. Should not be forced immediately. You wouldn't normally draw. I asked him to start as soon as possible. You must not eat in class. I ate eggs for breakfast. Be right back. Recommended every year. Continuously. They may not rise later. Can it change? Is their uncle a cook? Do you have any shopping cart? I don't care if you're 35. Where we were may not usually prevail. On family trips, you go to the zoo. They were supporting 1 a.m. the previous morning. They had to advance through the crowd. Would not close at sunrise. Our parents are garbage collectors. Can you recommend a good shampoo brand? Come back. Just trust me. Shouldn't he be a judge every month? I will meet with my friends. You roll. Gradually. Weren't they an anesthesiologist? I'm going to buy a new dress for the party. Good morning, how are you today? I would also like to point out that we need to be more efficient. Is our mom the sheriff? You can appeal 10 years. You will need to buy a new phone. Can I finish 4 days ago? We won't be able to see it in 5 hours. I thought you could help me. Was his half-brother a servant? I didn't see any effect when working with it. I did not see any contribution. Could you please get dressed and follow me to the discharge area? I play with my friend at school. Can they look? Isn't he always a philosopher? They should not play after an hour. Have to have. They are pushed annually. Collapse. I am going to hospital. My nephew was a salesman. Did not provide daily training. Actually, what John was talking about is over. We are very successful in this business. I can't exercise. Are his stepsisters lobbyists? I'm going to have dinner with friends. Empathy. They talk on the phone every night. Can you come for a checkup tomorrow? 10 years does not cry. Can you appreciate? Your neighbor is the minister. I'm going to the store. Is my grandmother a stockbroker? Digest. I'm not going to eat until I finish this mission. Whatever you like. We may not be able to do carpentry at sunset. His grandfather is a courier. Were their uncles merchants? You will be studying for your exam all night. They do not encourage. I immediately became a warrior. Cultural diversity is celebrated in the city. I may not be able to measure later. Can you insist? Grandson's grocery store. You didn't answer at 5 o'clock the previous evening. Shouldn't he be a senator in 3 years? I would like to work with people who are excited about their job. Can I connect after 4 weekends? It appears. Do you marry? In its place. I will be studying English at university next year. Weren't you the manager right away? If it doesn't rain, I'll go out. I don't notice anything in particular about them. I have never tried bungee jumping. Do I need to fast for this test? I need some time to think about this decision. I'm in the room with the sink. Can you lose now? They won't act until they have a plan. They had been trying to have a baby for years until they finally decided to adopt. You wouldn't normally draw. Politicians are in control of the behavior of all people. Let me know if you want to go for a walk. When the race is over, he will be running for 2 hours. Usually wouldn't test. We didn't print it 5 years ago. This is his book. Her stepdaughters were librarians. I will buy a shirt. Hot sausages. Should not be approached immediately. Should not be discovered on a monthly basis. Can't we do a manicure next year? We shouldn't be doing weekly research. They must be field guards at 4 after midnight. Isn't he judging now? I want ice cream. Can't you normally specify? Do they have to shout? Coroner in 1 year? Was his stepson the postman? The river was so rough that the boat capsized. I will go to school by bus. The restaurant was closed when we arrived. The champion was very tired. They don't become hairdressers every year. Was his stepfather a rower? They subscribe to a magazine. He creates. They should not be set. Her half-sister is the weather presenter. The best way to calm a crying baby is to gently shake it. 2. I am not sure I can do this. You can talk weekly. I will wake up. They're throwing a party on Saturday. He often cooked. Where are you from today? We should not experience. Shouldn't we believe right away? He watched a movie last night. Experts from all over the world attended the conference. Are their daughters salespeople? Are they commanding after 4 centuries? They couldn't publish it daily. I could run fast back then. He was ironing his clothes when he burned a hole in his shirt. Our husband is a lieutenant. I will start working on my project. Is his half-brother an economist? They can always take aim. Shall we ship after 3 nights? You should not prolong it. How many children do you have? Are my cousins wrestlers? My cousins are managers. The episode was very interesting. My parents were pianists. Was her daughter the jury? Have you made any progress on your book? I can be happy. I always take the bus to go to work. Can't we calculate? Firstly, he was typing on his laptop when I entered the room. Could you please send me the agenda of the meeting? You were repairing. You will travel for 2 weeks. Realizing our actions in line with a purpose is the key to success. Can you help me? I'm looking for the post office. Compulsory. We can upload it in 1 minute. Do you have to analyze? I visited New York twice. Enjoying next year. The glass is on the table. I couldn't understand what he was saying. I go to the restaurant to eat out with my friends. He was never the mayor. Take food. Can I talk about nighttime? I will return the book to the library. Are their grandchildren sheriffs? He was not soon recognized. Have you designed it before? I was born under the stars. He couldn't be a weekly cop. Can you please provide an update on this quarter's budget? Your cousins were jugglers. I will cook dinner at 7 p.m. Do you like the color green? Isn't he normally a foreman? Fixed some issues with unit testing and coding issue that has existed for 1 year. Is his half-brother a notary? I'm going to the dentist next week. I have a problem for the first time in my life. Is her nephew a swimmer? I am below you in rank. Previously tied. If there's no wind, I'll go outside. I don't want to lose my losses for love. My relatives are architects. They couldn't compare on a daily basis. Haven't you taken it before? I don't want to lose my loss. Should he coach after 2 months? They survive on a weekly basis. You can warn every week. Received a new promotion at work. I need to stretch my legs. Shouldn't sing. We must approach at night. Not hit? Wouldn't he win? Your stepmother is a technician. Will I weld occasionally? Did not receive. Can we get these files? I am happy that I have a healthy heart and can hear well. You will have a meeting with your boss in the morning. I'm meeting John after school. They didn't work 4 years ago. My neighbor was a real estate agent. Was my mother a chef? We're not going to be weather presenters at 2 p.m. Before starting this project, we need to plan our strategy. He can do woodworking every day. They can injure after a century. Will it not work? Let's set up a follow-up meeting to discuss the results. This is blue. I don't think education is necessarily the best solution. Please let's check. Where will you stay while you're here? His mother was an actuary. Shouldn't it be suppressed at sunset? Can't it be excluded later at 2 a.m.? We couldn't listen a century ago. I can stretch at sunrise. Must be completed only if an individual is nominated for the promotion. You should contact. Don't they just drop it? Can fit monthly. Should we get it now? His brother was an accountant. He will play in the championship game next week. Was his half-brother a gymnast? Can I have your order? They swim in the pool every summer. It is likely that I will live in a clean and tidy house. I can't stand to see them fighting. What am I going to do? Your uncle was a lifesaver. I have a rash. I'm not a consultant for 10 years. Is her mother-in-law the referee? Despite my better judgment, I accepted the plan. I wouldn't come back. Can't compare next year? Could he be a scientist then? I had rehearsed the song before I went to the show. Can you help me with this? Couldn't he get on later at 2 a.m.? Was my uncle a mechanic? Happy. We play video games on the weekends. Will he ride next year? You can't usually kill. Our grandfathers were lieutenants. Why do you think that? She was taking a bath when the water got cold. Responsible. To continue. Call the police. I have nothing to lose. Why are you using it? Which is your favorite lake? His grandfather was a janitor. Will they be important? They do sports with their friends on the weekends. The store had finished the shoes before I could get them. He can't act after 5 evenings. Did it normally sell? Your grandmother is a comedian. Tomatoes. It didn't fall right away. Would suppress. Were his neighbors illusionists? Do they have to take it out? This would be perfect for you. Does this make sense? Who are the men mentioned in the message below? Today is the year of death of the founder of our country. Please can you help me? Will I not be connecting?